Hello everybody, I'm Frankie Beltran, your league commissioner, and welcome to the league headquarters. Cue awesome music. That's cool. Never get tired of that. Alright, cut it off. Copyright issues. Okay, so here you'll find all our records, memorabilia, and really anything to do with 2-up, 2-down, VA all-day league. This video, as well as others that I will post later on in the season, are really just made for updates and reminders for certain things. Like later on, I'll make sure you change all your players for a bye week, or make sure this happens, or whatever happens. So, unfortunately, I won't be doing this every week. I would like to, because it's a lot of fun to make stuff like this on the internet, but it just takes too much time. So, I'll at least post a few of them. I'm not sure how much right now, or I might do a modified version, but I'll see. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you some of the little features of the headquarters here. First, as you see to the right there you go, we have our league headlines. Here you'll find different topics that I'll talk about in this or whatever particular episode it is. Normally they won't last very long. I'm guessing around 5 minutes or so. This one might last quite a bit longer. I'm hoping I can cut it down though, we'll see. Because this one, and our top story as you see down there, it says draft report cards. So the last couple days or last day or two, whenever we drafted, I looked at everyone's draft picks, and decided who did what, who did the right picks, who did the wrong picks, and gave everyone scores and grades. So I'll be sharing that with you all towards the end of the video. Okay. Also, you see there's 4 squares there, and I try to make it look a lot like SportsCenter, but I'm not as good as SportsCenter, unfortunately. So they won't be dragging down as the next topic goes. They're just kind of stationary, but I think it looks pretty good. Alright, next thing we have is, as you see beside me, 2 TVs, full HD by the way. And actually right now they're just showing a show that I am not legally affiliated with, so you might want to take that out. Let's do something a little more roomy or a little more homey for us here in Virginia. Let's see here, where's the button for that? Oh, here it is. There. Let there be light. Cool. Alright, cool. Pretty nice, right? Alright, what else we got here? In the very bottom, as you see, they're just scrolling updates, like ESPN as well. And, actually, they're not working right now. Hey, it's a new place, you're going to have bugs. It's not going to be perfect. Hold on, just give me a little... There it goes. Oh, welcome. Very nice, very polite. Okay, so that's pretty much all we got going on around me right here at our headquarters. And lastly, what you see right above me, there you go, is all of our league trophies. These trophies will be given out at certain times throughout the year. Some of them are only given out towards the end or at the end when you either win it, second place, last place, whatever. And some of them are given out throughout the season. Like for example, that one. It's given out to the person who scores the most amount of points each week in the league, and this one is given out to the person who scores the least amount of points each week. And I'll assign those to whoever gets that title each and every week. But if you want a better description of all the trophies, please go to the full trophy catalog on the home screen if you're watching this from the Fantasy Football home screen. And actually, if you are watching this, it's right above me right there, like right there. If I had like a rock, I could probably click it, but whatever. Alright, so next order of business, and next topic. Games of the week. What is that? Where did that come from? Oh god, it's gonna squish! God, that was close. I'm just messing with you. Alright, so what I've done here is every week I'm going to assign one of our matchups as the game of the week. And hopefully it'll be something like it's really significant, or something that's going on. Like maybe there's a couple that's going against each other or something, so I'll make that the game of the week. Like maybe, whenever the Jamesons go against each other, that'll be the Jameson Bowl or something. And or if like there's 2 members of a team who are undefeated and they go against each other one week, that will definitely be the game of the week. And each week I'll do it. Nothing important. There's no trophy assigned who wins it. Think of it like Monday Night Football in real life. It's just one week. There's one team that does a Monday night game. That's kind of what this is. And this week is actually a matchup between me and JP. And many of you may not know, or some of you may not know, that last year me and JP were in the finals, and he actually won. I know, I'm still getting over it. No, I'm just playing. I won the first 2 years in the league, and he won the last. But hey, being winning it twice and then being runner-up once, pretty good, I think. But so basically, the game this week will be a rematch of the championship round last year. So that's what that is. All right, so that's all the little business I had to take care of. Now for the important thing, what you're all here for, the draft report card. All right, let's check this out. So as I was saying, I went through everyone's draft, everyone's picks, see what they got, see if they made smart choices, bad choices. Did a little bit of research, and yes, Booker, research, it pays off. And I came up with some letter grades for everybody. And I'll post them on here, of course, and then of course they will be on the ESPN website. I think there's some way for you to get an email about it, but I'll look into that later. All right, let's pull up my trusty tablet here and get everyone's schedule or everyone's players. There we go. Okay. All right, so first is Booker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a strength of your draft and a weakness of your draft, what you're missing and whatever, and then I'm going to give you the letter grade and have a little explanation of what I thought. So Booker, strength, definitely QB. I mean, can't go wrong with Drew Brees. He's definitely a top 3 quarterback and always puts up big numbers. And but a weakness I had for you was running back. And let's see here. Oh yes, because you have Alfred Morris, definitely a great running back, but he's in a new offense this year with Gruden, and as you know, and everyone knows, Gruden loves the pass-happy offense, as we saw with Andy Dalton back at Cincinnati. So I'm hoping he doesn't do that with RG3, but you never know. And if he does, that means it's going to be a lot less carries for Alfred Morris, because he's not really a passing running back. So still, though, definitely a solid team, and I gave you a B. There you go. There it is. All right, next up we have Michael Madison. Good round, good draft for sure. Your strength, just like Booker actually, was QB, and your weakness is running back. The only thing that scares me about your running backs is that you only have 4 of them, and they're definitely talented for sure, but they're injury prone. And trust me, I had DeMarco Murray the last 2 years. Great guy and all that, great running back, but he definitely can only make it through half season. So just be prepared for that. And Doug Martin last year missing the whole season pretty much. So, but still though, a solid pick. All your other things were really good, and I gave you a B. All right, next we have Rudy. All right, Rudy. Good job on the kind of later round pick with Tom Brady. Who would have thought he'd fall this far this year? But that's how it goes, I guess. And overall, pretty good. Your strengths, I gave you tight end and defense. You definitely have the strongest defense. The defensive presence in the whole league. I mean, you have the Seahawks, and then you have one of the best linebackers too. So good job there. But your weaknesses, I felt, were your wide receiver. Andre Johnson is good and everything, but he's kind of been a shell of himself the last few years. And I'm hoping he has a bounce back here, but you never know. It's a new offense and all that stuff, new coordinator, but we'll see. Another thing, I would have gave you a B because of that, but you are currently starting Matt Prater, a suspended kicker, and you have no backup. So once you change that, I may change it, but right now you definitely have a B- because of that move. Still a good draft. All right, now we got good old Hierarchy. Pretty good draft. I definitely like your quarterbacks. That was your strength for me. Because you have Cam Newton. He had the off-season surgery, not as mobile anymore, so he may have some issues with running around. But if he has an issue, either he gets hurt or he's just not as good as he used to be, you have a very, very solid backup in Matt Ryan. And in most leagues, he probably would be a starter anyways. So good job there. But your weaknesses, I noted, was running back and wide receiver. Let's see why here. Oh yeah, so you have Eddie Lacy. Definitely a great running back. Definitely your stud, running back, going to carry the load. But he's just one guy. Your other guys really aren't that, top notch. Chris Johnson could be kind of a question mark. We don't really know right now. So because of that reason, you don't have the best wide receivers and the kind of a question mark at running back minus Eddie Lacy. I had to give you a C+, bud. Sorry about that, but you'll do good though. Trust me. So that's Jeremy. Now we have Ben Gordon. Ben Gordon, good old Benny. I don't know why I said that. All right, Ben. You did good, man. You did real good. My favorite thing for you, strengths, I said, was your quarterback and running back. Well, running back because of Adrian, of course, the best running back in the whole NFL. You're gonna be great, trust me. But I loved your quarterback picks, Nick Foles and Colin Kaepernick. Really can't be described as elite quarterbacks, but any given Sunday they can blow up and go crazy and get a bunch of points. So it's definitely good to have two quarterbacks that have that capability. And plus, with Kaepernick getting paid this offseason, he's definitely going to be throwing the ball all around and running around and, working for that money. So good job there. Weakness was wide receiver, but not by much though, because your wide receivers. The only reason I said it was a weakness was because you only have three of them. But I mean, you have two good ones. You have Julio Jones and you have Pierre Garçon. If they start pretty much every week minus your bye weeks, that's a good year. That's a solid year. You don't really need wide receivers when you have those two. I'm assuming they don't have injuries. This should be a good pick overall. And pretty much everything else was solid. So I gave you an A minus. Very good, Ben. Very good. All right, next, JP. Oh, JP. What do I have to say? I guess I'll start with your weakness first because it just popped out at me. So your quarterback's Phillip Rivers. Not the worst quarterback in the world. Definitely not the best. He's very inconsistent. He's getting older, so you never know what's going to happen there. So whatever. At least you need a good backup. And you picked your backup is actually a real life backup in Kirk Cousins. I guess you're hoping the RG3 goes down maybe and Kirk becomes like the savior, but I mean it could happen. It's happened before. But that's one of the negatives you got there. Also, running back was pretty weak. They're talented, you guys, but they're just not quite proven yet, or at least I haven't seen it. So once they prove themselves, I'm sure they'll be good picks. But your strengths definitely. I mean, come on, tight end. You have the best tight end in the whole league, so of course that's going to be a great job for you. I mean, he's basically an elite wide receiver, and also your wide receivers are really good too. You got Demaryius Thomas, Percy Harvin catches everything his way. Oh, definitely really good. So I gave you a B minus, only because of the weakness with the running backs too and QB. All right, next we have Ben Jameson. Now Ben, yours was very interesting, and I say that in a good way because your whole draft, I looked everyone up. I did this, I did that. You have a unique team in the fact that there is no one good, really, at least all-star good. But vice versa, there is no one that's bad. You have all these, no duds, and that's pretty cool. You have the epitome of a solid team. It's pretty just on average really good. Even your bench players are really good too. I mean, if you have a starter that's out or a bye week, you have one of your bench players come in, probably do the same numbers. So good job there. I really liked it. Very well-rounded draft, and because of that, I gave you a B+. All right, Meredith. The Manning brothers. I like that. Drafting, of course, Peyton and Eli. Hey, families should stay together, right? So Peyton, great pick. I mean, if I had the number one pick, I would have chosen the same thing. I know people like running backs and all that stuff, but in my opinion, Peyton Manning's the best. Especially this year, he's gonna be even more determined to throw everywhere since he lost Super Bowl so embarrassingly last year. So he's gonna put up gigantic numbers. Great job there. Running backs was pretty good. Your strength was quarterback, but your weakness really was almost none. I mean, you have a solid team all throughout. Great players. Brandon Marshall, wide receiver, amazing. All these great players. The only little tiny thing I said that was a little bad was your running backs. Just because you don't have very many of them. Plus, sorry about that, Meredith. Got cut off mid-sentence there. Getting kind of high on the camera phone there. But anyways, what I was saying is the only smidget of badness in your thing was a small, question mark with Aaron Foster because of his offseason surgery. Beyond that, though, pretty much an amazing draft, really. Everyone's solid, no problems there. Dennis Pitta, I think, is going to have a huge year, by the way. He's just, it's going to be his year, I think. So, overall, great stuff. I gave you an A minus. All right, next, TK. Let's see here. Very good draft. Your strengths were wide receiver and running back. I mean, you can't go wrong with Shady McCoy, right? Definitely a great player. And your weakness was QB. Jay Cutler is good. He's not great. He's just kind of an average player. Well, I guess above average, but still not much of a weakness, but still not the greatest. And also, your defense is not the greatest either. And tight end's a little question mark. I know Kyle Rudolph is going to have a good year, people think, but he's really hit or miss. He's pretty much, if you get into the red zone, he scores, but if not, he'll get 0 points. So, up in the air with that one. But overall, pretty good. Definitely great receivers, definitely great running backs. So I gave you a B. All right, next we have Jason. Good stuff, Jason. Power of the weed, right? For you, I got strengths were wide receiver, tight end. Definitely because, let's see here. Oh yeah, your wide receivers are just ridiculous. And your tight ends. Like pretty much anyone who can catch a ball on your team is going to put up big numbers. And I think Rob Gronkowski is definitely going to be here the whole year. No more broken bones, no more back spasms, no more back issues, nothing. He should be good, at least I hope. But for you, the weakness I said was running back. Marshawn Lynch is, of course, really good, beast mode, but he's getting older. I think he's turned 30 this year. And also your other ones, they've definitely seen better times, seen a brighter future or brighter past. But still, not bad, not great. So for those reasons, I gave you a B. All right, here we go, Kirsten. Good draft, very good draft. Your strengths, I put wide receiver. Let's see here. You got, of course, Jordy Nelson, really good. A couple others really good ones. And I think I like about yours is that even if you have a wide receiver go down for whatever reason or he's just not producing points, you have a lot of on the bench you can just replace him with. So that's good. But a weakness I said was running backs for the opposite reason because you don't have a whole lot of them. Jamal Charles is of course really good, but he has been known to be injury prone, and hopefully he's good this season because he was last year. So we'll see how that goes. Because of all those reasons, I gave you a B minus. Alright, lastly, I did myself. And trust me, I promise you, I did not do any favoritism towards me. I made sure that I looked at my own team from an outsider's view and not because I'm the commissioner and I'm the person of this league or this team. Made it seem like it was better. But I looked at it practically, right? So Matthew Stafford, Reggie Bush, Calvin Johnson. I know everyone's like, why would you get all three of those? Well, I did that because they got a new offense, new everything. The last 3 years, Matthew Stafford has thrown more passes than any other quarterback ever. And this year, it's going to be more about quality passes versus quantity. Less interceptions, big other targets, of course. So Megatron will be more open. And something else I liked a lot was that they're going to actually use Reggie Bush less as a running back and more as a receiver. So, double points there again. So I couldn't resist, so I had to take him. So that's my reason for that. Frank Gore's pretty good, not great. He's getting older. Torrey Smith should have a lot better season this year because Steve Smith's now there. Take a lot of the pressure off of him. And Ray Rice, kind of a question mark. Really bad Super Bowl hangover last year, but I'm hoping he's going to bounce back, especially after what happened. You kind of want to fight for it, make sure people don't think you're a really bad person. Just go out there and do all you can in the football field. So I think he's going to have a good year. All around that, pretty good stuff. I don't have any terrible players. I don't have great ones either. I can't believe you guys let me get Mason Crosby so late. That was a huge pick for me. I mean, he's potential to be the number one kicker this year, especially when Aaron Rodgers is so good and really healthy. Hey, he was there. I took him. So I think it was a pretty good draft, and I gave myself a B+. All right, my camera went out again, so now I am just talking to you from the abyss. No, not really. But the last thing I want to do is just say who I think had the best draft this year. And if you saw already earlier that I gave away 2 A-minuses, one to Ben Gordon and one to Meredith. And after looking over both their teams again and, deciding who had the best, running backs, who had the best quarterbacks, who had, this, who had that, I finally came to a decision. I decided that this year, Meredith Jameson has the best draft. So congratulations, Meredith. You did a great job. And I hope you do well in the regular season. All right, good luck to everybody, and let's play some fantasy football.